everybody, I'm Debbie Allison and this is Crazy Felix and you're watching Polymer Clay by Deb. Hi everybody, welcome back to Polymer Clay by Deb. I'm Deb, this is Crazy Felix, and today we're going to show you how to make this little jar covered with rabbit on top for Easter. Okay, so now I'm going to show you basically what you're going to need to do this project. You're going to need to have watched our part 1 video with the how to cover the jar, and you should already have this done. It shouldn't be baked, okay, but you should be able to unscrew the lid off the top. Then you'll also need some clay in translucent green. You will need some pale yellow, some pink, some lavender clay. As far as the rabbit goes, I use glitter white mainly because I had so much glitter white that I needed to use up, but normally I would just use regular white for the rabbit. And then I've made several balls here. I have one for the body, one for the head, 2 for the arms, 2 for the legs, 2 for, oh, what did I leave out? I don't know, but anyway, we'll find out later. And then there's 2 for the cheeks and 1 for the chin. We have some little pale pink, which will be used for the bottom of his feet and for his ears and his nose. We will also need, I've used 3 different size flower cutters. Alright, this is one size that's about probably 1/2 inch. This is about a little over 1/4 inch, and this is probably under 1/4 inch. So those are flower cutters. Going to need a straight edge, an X-Acto knife, and some sort of needle tool. You will also need a garlic press, and I am using a scraper blade. You can buy these online from Polymer Clay Express, and they come in very handy. If you don't have this, you could use something else to scrape it up with, like a spatula or something. Okay, so basically I think that covers all that we are going to need, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is start with the grass. So I'm going to use the garlic press, and I'm standing up for this mainly because it takes, for me, so much strength to push the clay out of the garlic press. So you just want to pull some clay off and put it in there. And then, because of the handles on this are kind of like rubberized, I'm able to just put it down on the table and push down. And use the table for some leverage. And then we'll cut it off. I'm actually going to need pieces that are longer than that, so I need to actually put more in here this next time. Now, this jar that I did here originally, I used a mint green, pale green to cover the jar with, but then once all the grass was on there, you couldn't even see it, so I decided, you know, I'll just use the white to cover the jar. So there we have another set of green. Alright, now we're actually going to need more than this, but I'm going to sit down and then start putting it on the jar. Now I'm going to pick up the jar and take some of this and kind of line it up in a row. And this is probably the most time-consuming part, is getting your grass on there. Now you could probably do it another way that would be faster, which would be to just kind of bunch it up and stick it on there. But I'm not going to be able to do that because of how I did this first one. And I need to show you how I did it. So, alright, so now I have some pieces lined up here. And I'm just going to cut a straight edge for the bottom. And then pick these pieces up, line them up on the bottom here, and then just let them go over the top like that. And we need to do this going all the way around. So like I said, that's probably what takes the most time, is to put your grass on. And I'm just going to continue this all the way around the jar. Okay, so I have gone all the way around the little jar. This is my last piece here. Alright, now you want to press it all the way around. And I bet you're thinking, well, how in the world are you going to open that? Okay, that'll be my next trick. Alright, once you have it on there, you take your X-Acto knife and cut around. And press this down. So that part's the easy part. And then once you have it cut all the way around, you want to make sure that it does open. Okay. So you push them on there, and then you can twist this open. Make sure these are pushed down. Now, if you wanted to, you could actually do the rest of it in two parts, like this. But I prefer not to, because I want my rabbit sitting up a little higher on the base for me. So I'm going to leave it on here. You just want to make sure that it opens and closes. All right. Clear all this out of the way. And now we're ready to start the rabbit. All right, I'm going to use the largest piece of, or ball of white, and I'm going to shape it kind of like an egg, and then push it down to make the body. Now, I do have a video on my other channel that I will put at the bottom of this. I'll put a link to that video on the bottom of this, and it's just on how to make a rabbit, and it's just the rabbit with carrot. Now I'm going to make his legs, and I'm using 2 other balls of clay, and I kind of roll them into a triangle sort of shape and bend up for the foot. Sometimes I'll use a needle tool to just give it a little more definition. You want 2 alike. And you attach those. Now I think I need to move him back a little bit. Set him back. And yes, my clay is a little bit dirty. Now what you can do, a tip I learned, is take a cotton swab and some alcohol, and you can rub down your clay after the fact and remove some of the dirt. Now I'm going to take my needle tool and push down to make his paws. Oops. Okay, then comes his head. And actually, you should really take a toothpick, break it in 2, and put it right there. And I think we're going to break here for a minute so I can get a toothpick, because I forgot that. Okay, so I have a toothpick here. I'm going to break it in 2, and I'm going to stick it in his body, and then put his head on top. This just kind of reinforces it. Alright, now we're going to do his face. I have the 2 smaller balls that I'm going to use for his cheeks. And I'm going to press them down to sort of flatten them out. They're not really the same size. I'm going to try to have them the same size. They're not the same size. kind of try to have this stuff done to save you guys some boredom. Alright, so there's my little balls, and I'm going to put them right on his face, and that clay is dirty there. Turn it over. And there's a piece of green in it. Alright, so those are his cheeks. And take another little ball for his chin, stick that right underneath. Take a little pink ball here for his nose, put that right there. And then I have some 3mm beads here that I am going to use for his eyes. And I put them in here so they wouldn't roll off the table. Okay, so you put one, and I kind of push up and down to make it have a little definition there, an eye socket. And then put the other one on, and I'm pushing up and using my needle to kind of give his face a little shape. Then I'm going to, see, this one needs to go this way a little. Yep, there's that green back. Alright, then we are going to give him some eyebrows. Just using the needle tool for that. And then I'm going to give him little holes in his muzzle with the needle tool. Usually about 5 does it. Okay, then we will do his arms. And I have 2 balls of clay here for his arms. And we make triangles similar to what we did with the legs. And I kind of flatten it out for where his paw is going to be and shape his arm, and then attach it. That arm looks a little big. Let me take some off. Alright, now I'm going to make the egg that he is holding. I have a piece of lavender here. It's a lavender ball, and I'm going to roll it kind of into an egg shape. Set it down. And I'm going to put some flowers on it. Now this is a little piece of clay, pink clay that's rolled out to a 5. And I'm going to press it so it sticks down onto the table, because I want the flowers to stick on the table and not come up in the cutter, but that doesn't always happen. And I'm just going to make 5 little flowers. There's 5. And then pull this piece up, and that's what I want to happen, is for those pieces to stay down there. Okay, now I use my scraper blade and just pick the flowers up and press them on. Then I'm going to take a little bit of yellow and just make these tiny little yellow balls to put for the centers of the flowers. Just use your fingernail to just break a little piece off, and then roll it in your fingertips to make a little ball. So now I'm going to put his paws around the egg and use the needle tool to make little indentions in his paws. Going to work on his face a little bit here. Well, I'm so picky. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to make the bow and around his neck. And I have a piece that I've already rolled out here. And it's rolled out to a 5. I'm going to make just like a little snake here to make the ribbon that's going around his neck. So we'll put that around his neck. Now make the bow. I'm going to use a straight edge to cut the strips for the bow. And I guess these are about, 1/4 inch wide or so. So we'll need 2 pieces to hang down. And I'm going to cut a little V in them. I'm going to squeeze the tops together here, so it's kind of like that shape. And then attach him to the rabbit, let him stick onto his arm. And then we'll make the loops. Just fold over the clay and press it down and cut, and that's how you make a loop. And then I'm going to pinch these together like I did the streamers, so you have that shape. And then press those on. Then if you want to, you can just cut like a little strip. I didn't on the other one, but just cut a little strip to put in the center here of the bow. Whoops. And I usually use my stylus for this, and I didn't think of it, so I don't have it handy. All right. Now, he's done, except for his ears. So we're going to put the ears on. And I have 2 balls of clay for the ears. And I'm going to roll these out into kind of a triangle shape to shape them. Oh, and look, a big piece of cat hair. Wonder how that got in there. Okay. So, do 2 ears. And I forgot to get out another tool that I usually use on my ears. I usually use a stick that's kind of like holds a hot dog for a corn dog to make this shape in here. But I am just going to use my needle tool. These look awfully big, so I'm going to kind of pinch some of this off. Alright, then you take, I got a new phone and I think that might be my phone. I'm not sure. Actually, let's see, no, this is for the feet. I have the 2 smaller balls here for the ears. So I have 2 little tiny pieces of pink clay that I'm going to shape into like little small pieces, and these are going to go inside the ears. And you can just kind of push it in there with your needle. You could use a toothpick too for this if you wanted. Alright, now we'll put them on. You just need to make sure they're pressed on really good. Oh, he's starting to look kind of cute. Try to flatten this one at the bottom here and cut a little off. Alright, this one I'm just going to bend down just a little to make him have a little floppy ear and one regular ear. Alright, so that's done. Now all we need to do are a few eggs that I put a few eggs there. So we'll just use a little pink clay and roll a ball and shape it into an egg. And use a little piece of yellow. And I used all my lavender. Okay, I guess I'll put another pink one back here because I don't have my lavender handy. It needs to be a little bigger. Then the next thing we need to do is the flowers, and that'll be the final step. Okay, so for the flowers I have used the clay rolled out to a 4, and on my flowers I cut them out, and if you can get your clay to stick to your glass, your table or whatever, I prefer it to stick to it so that you can just pull the piece up and have them stay there. Then I take my needle tool, the thinner one, and just wherever there's the indentation where it goes in, and just pull it in so that you're making a flower shape or petals, more like petals. And I did that to all of them. Then if you want to, well, let me put the centers in. That one had lavender centers, but I'm going to do a pink center on this one. Just make a little ball and put it on top. That's a little large. Make it a little smaller. Then if you want to, but I didn't do it on this, to make it quicker, you can actually put little holes in your center and then a little definition to your petals, and that just gives it a little more detail. And then you use your scraper blade and just scrape them up. Now I have already made my flowers and they're over here, so I'm just gonna press my flowers on, and you just kind of put them on randomly wherever you want. Kind of using the one I just did here as a guide, but I've used 3 different colors for my flowers. I've used pink, lavender, and yellow. So you just continue putting them on all the way around. So you can see it's pretty easy. And I have a couple left over. I think I'll just put a couple up here. Oh, I forgot to put his little pink feet on. These are 2 little pale pieces of clay, that pale pink, and you just put them on his feet. And I'm going to put the extra flowers up here. And there you go. Move this one. That actually took my little yellow pink one off, the egg. Put it back. And there you go. He's finished. Now, all you need to do is put them in the oven. Now make sure it's going to turn, which it does. I have changed my baking time from 30 minutes at 250 to 45 minutes at 225 because I was experiencing a lot of burning of the clay. So I've reduced my time frame, or I've reduced my temperature and increased my time frame, and I'm having a little better luck. So anyway, there he is. He's all done, and somebody's going to win that little guy. Okay guys, so that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can make a lot of little Easter bunnies, and be sure to check out just our Easter rabbit video on our other channel. Like I said, the link's at the bottom. And until next time, what do you say? Happy Easter to everybody? Huh? So we hope you have a great Easter. We'll see you later. Bye now.